Today on Hook and Cook.
We got some deep color here, guys. It's funny, as soon as I gain about 10 yards, he'll take 15.
Oh my goodness, the sights and sounds of Miami doesn't get any better than this. I'm gonna head over to Little Havana and try to figure out some local flavors. Meet my new friends in Little Havana. He is gonna love this. Hi, I'm Pam Gelsomini, and I am a self-taught cook who has traveled the world searching for eclectic flavors, and I am excited to share them with you.
And I'm Dave Sloan, adventure traveler and passionate lifelong fisherman. Big or small, I'll catch them all.
He hooks.
And she cooks.
And together we are
Hook and Cook.
Hey everybody, it's a cold and chilly morning here in Boston, but I am headed to warm and sunny Miami. Here we go.
Well, here we go. I'm really excited with today. It's a great day. You know why? Because I am at the airport. I'm on my way to Miami. Going down to see Pam. We got another great show planned today. Next up, Miami.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you again. We got a lot going on.
What are you up to today?
So I gotta go secure the boat. Your husband hooked us up with a charter that he's been on. I gotta go meet those guys. I gotta go secure that. I think you're gonna go in the city.
I'm gonna check out South Beach for a little bit, and then I'm gonna head over to Little Havana and check out some restaurants and try to figure out some local flavors so that I can cook all that fish you're gonna.
Well, we got a lot to do.
Yeah, awesome.
Let's go get it. Let's get this done.
All right, we'll see you later.
All right. One of the coolest things about, fishing in Miami or Florida in general, Fort Lauderdale as well, is the distance that you have to go to get great fishing. It's not that far. You can see the city skyline in the back. It's just so cool to be fishing out here.
The first step in catching our preferred king mackerel, sailfish, and other species is to catch the bait. So we pulled up to a shallow reef, added some chum to the water, and started catching the baits we'd be using for the day. Once we had plenty of thread herring and sardines, it was off to the next spot to set up our drift along the edge and start fishing.
All right, so Chris, talk to me about what's going on here. I know we're kite fishing, we're getting a bait out far. Just give me a little bit of explanation of what's happening here, what we're trying to do.
With kite fishing, we're trying to suspend our live baits right on the surface. So we've got our kite up with a helium balloon. Now we're gonna hook live baits onto these rods, tether them to the line that attaches to the kite with these little tension release clips. We're gonna use the kite to stretch them out away from the boat, up to 100 yards, and it's gonna allow us to fish them right up top on the surface.
The kite fishing is basically setting up a wall or a big trap for the species that are moving down the edge, feeding on flying fish, sardines, stuff like that. You're not moving too fast while you're doing it, but we are on the edge of the Gulf Stream. So while we're sitting here with 6 baits up top, we are covering at 1.5, 2 knots to the north. Kite fishing's been around a long time, but it's really been revolutionized in the last 10 years with electric reels for the kites. When you're kite fishing, you put the bow into the wind. We actually weight the kites so that they fly apart from one another. That way you get a little more spread, and you don't have to deal with tangles.
So Nick, tell me a little bit about the species we're hoping to catch today. What do you think we're gonna get?
Sailfish are still around. It's, kind of late spring. Okay. Kings, you can get them up to like 20 pounds. And it's a good time for blackfin tuna as well. Hopefully get a few shots at them.
All right, so we got our lines out. We're looking for a fish. Our baits are in the water, in the right spot. Everything's looking good. I wonder what's going on with Pam. Let's go check on her.
I made it my way to Little Havana, and I am at a restaurant called Salos Pescaderia, and I just had the most amazing lunch. This is tiraito, which is raw mahi with a coconut lime milk on top, pressed pineapple, herb oil, and cilantro. And does that look good? I also got the green rice with coconut shrimp and cilantro. Well, I didn't know this was coming. Meet my new friends in Little Havana. All right, I think I found the inspiration for our dish tonight. What says Miami more than pineapple and coconut, right?
Oh, yeah. All right, so here's what's going on. So while we were putting baits out, we got 3 baits on this side. We got 3 baits out on the kite. And Nick came down because he was just trying to adjust some of the baits in the water. And he picked up a lucky rod, and we got a sailfish on. So let's try to fight this. So not a bad way to start the day. Probably started the day with one of the funnest fish out here. These things get real acrobatic. He's gonna jump. You'll notice he's coming up. There he goes. He's gonna jump again. Oh! Just popped the line. Just pulled the hook. off with the one, we get a redo. Wow, how lucky am I? I don't know if you guys just heard that. So what happens here is sometimes these things will obviously swim in schools, they'll pair up. And as I was bringing this one in, Nick's up top, and he saw another fish swimming with this. They get excited, they get all lit up. They start chasing bait and they think like something's going on, so they'll follow each other. Stay hooked. When we come back, I'll show you what this is. When that other fish came in, there was a partner with him. Chris pitched out a bait on a spinning rod. As soon as that one that I had popped, the hook came out. Chris hooked up on this. So we'll use a really light tackle here. The light tackle just helps with the bite. Fish sometimes can see that line in the water and they just get skittish and they won't bite it. So, you know, sometimes you get these fish on light tackle, sometimes they just fight too hard and they break the line, and that's exactly what just happened with the other one. But you gotta be really, careful with these. You can't force them in too much. You can't tighten up the drag and really try to put the boots to him. You just gotta finesse it up. When he wants to run, you gotta let him run. And when he gets tired from that run, that's when you try to gain some line on him. I got some deep color here, guys. It's funny, as soon as I gain about 10 yards, he'll take 15. Nice. There you go, boys.
Wow, king mackerel.
I know we were looking for kings. We got ourselves a nice king. That's a good eating fish, good sized king. Miami kingfish right there. So you gotta really be careful when you go out, fishing on your own. If you're out on your own, you gotta be careful with the regulations. Certain fish have size limits. When you go out on your own, just make sure you do your research, look up the type of fish that you're gonna get, make sure they're edible, make sure that you're within the size limit. You don't wanna break any of the rules. It's real, real important.
Fish on!
Right here. Got another nice sailfish on his spinning rod. He's taking line, taking drag. It's a real light setup. Again, we want to be careful. Just let him do what he's got to do. It's like I got a clothesline of sargasso weed. He's running from the right to the left, just carrying across all this weed. So because we're backing down on him, it's really just to try to get to the fish quick so he doesn't have a lot of time to use his bill to shape off the line like it did last time. So I'm starting to get a little worried only because the line's starting to stretch out a little bit. Here he is right here, Chris. You want to try to grab him? Yep. He's shaking his head. I can feel him moving his bill, and that's really what we got to be careful of. When he starts moving his bill, it's a good size sail right here.
Yeah, for an Atlantic, that's a very nice sail.
Yeah.
Now, we don't kill these fish, so what I'm going to attempt to do here is stick them with a tag.
That tag is going to show if that fish is ever caught again. It's going to show where it was tagged, where it migrated to. It's just great for conservation. The more information that we can get from these fish, and guys like this going out and tagging all these fish, it's just a great thing to do. It's really good for conservation.
So many fish are lost right alongside the boat, but the International Game Fishing Association says that as long as you touch the leader, that's a caught fish. And I'm happy to report, yep, we touched the leader.
Beautiful fish. Oh, there it goes. So that's good, though. It would have been nice to get the tag in him, but that was pretty good. Great job, you, man. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Well, as usual, all good things have to come to an end. And these guys, Nick and Chris, definitely put me on the fish today. If you got some sailfish, we got some groundfish, some snappers, some other things. We got, oh yeah, by the way, we got Pam. We got you your fish. We got you your eater. Nice big kingfish. Got a couple of these. Let's get these back to the dock. Let's get them filleted up. Pam, it's coming for you. out there, it's just absolutely beautiful. We're real close to the city. You know, here, you're leaving the dock, and an hour later, you got lines in. So it's just an incredible fishery with city life and just cityscapes. It's just a beautiful area to fish. When I knew that we were coming to Miami, the one thing I really, really wanted to catch was a sailfish. Sailfish are super acrobatic. They just, you know, they'll tail walk through the water. They jump a lot. It's not a fish that we want to eat, but definitely, you know, for a species of fish that just looks beautiful in the water, it's so much fun to catch on light tackle. You know, kingfish are awesome. I've caught some real big kings in my life. I've caught some small kings. They're definitely a great fight. I was hoping to get some tuna. I was hoping to get some mahi. It's just actually, unfortunately, just not the timing right now for those species, but it'll definitely bring me back. I'll go fishing with these guys again, and I'm sure Captain Nick's going to put me on those other species that I want to catch. Hey, Pam, how are you?
David, I'm good.
Look what I
Hey,
have.
everybody. What'd
I
you
have
catch?
today's bounty. It was kingfish. Had a great day.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. It looks incredible.
Yeah, can't wait to see what you're going to do with it.
I've got some good ideas.
I bet you do.
It's going to be amazing.
So, Pam, I got this beautiful kingfish. Any kind of challenge for you? I don't think so. Not a challenge.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, it was really good.
Nothing like fresh fish. Kingfish is a little bit of an oily fish.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of inspiration walking around Miami today. I'm thinking tropical flavors, coconut, pineapple, something
good.
really intense. So I'm going to get working on that. But if you could go and grab a couple bottles of wine,
Absolutely.
that would be amazing. And so think pairing of tropical flavors would be
Okay.
great.
Something light, something fruity, dry.
Probably
Give me
like a
some
dry
direction.
rosé or a really light white would pair really nicely with what I'm going to put together.
All right,
here.
cool. I can do that.
All right.
You cook it up. I'll go
start
get some wine. I'll see you in a
All
bit.
right. See ya.
All right.
Hey, so today we are making a coconut crusted kingfish with a pineapple fried rice, and it's gonna be topped with a dreamy coconut rum sauce. I'm gonna start out by making the sauce, which is super easy. I've got a can of coconut milk that I'm gonna put into a pot. This is 1/3 of a cup of apricot preserves. You can buy them, right by the jellies in your supermarket. So we're gonna add that in. 3 tablespoons of butter. And the piece de resistance, and that's 1/3 of a cup of Captain Morgan rum. And we're basically gonna whisk that all together. We're gonna cook that over medium-high heat until it just comes to a simmer, the butter melts, and the apricot preserves melt. So we're gonna let that go away. We're gonna get some oil heating. This is coconut oil, where we're making a coconut crusted fish. I think the coconut oil adds another nice punch of coconut flavor to the fish. So we're gonna heat that up, and we're going to bread our fish. So we've got this beautiful kingfish that Dave caught. It's a little bit of an oily fish, so I really think that the coconut flavors and the pineapple are gonna work really nicely to kind of offset that oily flavor. We're gonna create a breading station here. We're gonna combine our panko breadcrumbs. We've got 2 cups of panko with 1 cup of sweetened coconut. And now we're going to salt and pepper this gorgeous kingfish on both sides. About a teaspoon, I'd say, salt and a teaspoon of black pepper. So we're gonna give it a little rub, flip it over. And now we're gonna egg and bread our fish. In the egg bath here, I've beaten scrambled 2 eggs. So you're simply gonna dip your fish in the egg batter. We're gonna press it into the crumbs. Really kind of pressing into it here. And then we're gonna add our fish into the hot oil. You can also make this dish with any firm whitefish. This would be delicious with haddock. It'd be great with a halibut steak. Kingfish can be hard to find if you're not in the South, but this recipe is delicious with all kinds of fish. You can hear it sizzling away in the pan. All right, I just flipped the fish and it looks incredible. It's golden and brown and crispy, and the smell of coconut in this kitchen is intoxicating. I'm gonna let them get golden on the other side, nice and crispy, and when we come back, I'm gonna put them on a sheet pan, pop them into the 350-degree oven, and we're gonna get started on that incredible pineapple fried rice. All right, we're back. Our fish is beautifully browned on both sides. I'm gonna put it on a baking sheet. and we're gonna pop it in the oven. These are pretty thick fillets, and we're gonna put it in the oven while we make our fried rice, and it should time out perfectly that the fish is done. I'm gonna pop them into a 350-degree preheated oven. So our sauce has been bubbling away this whole time, and it looks and smells amazing. It's gonna continue to cook and reduce and get thick and syrupy and really delicious while we make the rice. So let's get started on our fried rice. We're using the same pan that we cooked the fish in, so you really got kind of like a one-pot wonder going, one dish to clean, which is the best part. Our oil is hot. We're gonna add 1 large chopped onion to the pan, 6 cloves of chopped garlic, finely chopped, 1 jalapeno pepper. I leave the seeds in when I chop my jalapeno. If you don't like a super spicy dish, you can cut out the seeds and the veins, which is where all the heat lives, but I like it a little spicy. So we're putting in 1 jalapeno, a tablespoon and a half of minced ginger. It's fresh ginger root. So we're gonna let that sizzle away, and we're gonna let it cook basically until your onions and your garlic and your ginger start to get really, really fragrant. We're gonna stir this up and get everything coated. It still has a good amount of coconut oil from when we made the fish, and all the little brown bits from the fish are still in the pan, and that's gonna add all this extra umami flavor. So we're gonna cook this just until your onions start to get translucent, and you can really start to smell the fragrance of that onion and the ginger and the garlic coming out. We're gonna add in 1 can of pineapple chunks. So this is going to give a really bright pineapple flavor. We're gonna cook this until the pineapple starts to caramelize and gets golden brown. And this is gonna cook probably for about 5 to 7 minutes until that pineapple starts to really caramelize. I absolutely love adding pineapple into my dishes, particularly into a fried rice, because it just adds this really amazing pop of sweetness in every bite. It kind of counters with the spice from the jalapeno. You get the sweetness from the pineapple, and then we're gonna get the umami salty flavor from the soy sauce. I'm also gonna throw some peas into this later, and they also add a pop of color, but also a pop of sweetness to the fried rice. I'm gonna give my sauce a stir while that's cooking away. I wish you could smell this sauce. Oh my gosh, it smells like coconut, but you get that punch from the spiced rum and a little bit of sweetness from the apricot preserves. It's gonna be so good. And as this cooks while we go through the whole process, it's probably gonna end up reducing down by about half. So it's gonna be very velvety, very creamy when we go to plate our dish. All right, we're gonna let this go for probably about 3 to 5 minutes and really let it get golden and caramelized, which is gonna add an incredible flavor profile to this fried rice. So while that sits, it looks like I'm about ready to get a refill on my glass, and maybe we should check in and see what Dave's doing at the wine store. I'm almost out.
All right, well, the sign says open. It's time to get some wine. Hi. Say hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Got a favor for you. I'm sent
Okay.
on a mission.
All right.
Went fishing today, got some real good kingfish.
Awesome.
And I'm working with a chef who actually sent me on this mission to go get a wine that pairs well with it.
Sure, I've got a couple ideas here. Let's go to the back and we'll see what you think is gonna work
All
best. Let me show you one that I think would be really good. So I've got this Pinot Noir right here. It's a 2012 vintage. It's got a really nice light acidity to it, and it feels almost like a little bit of lemon in there.
Okay.
I think that with the oiliness of the kingfish, this would be a really nice
Okay.
pairing if you're looking for a red. But if you're looking for something a little bit lighter,
Yeah.
then come this way. We've got another one.
Like a
that I think
rosé, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
You read my mind. It's really fruity and floral on the front end, but on the back, it's all bone dry the way you drink it, all the way down. Really, really tasty. I think that this would also be a really nice pairing for what you're
Let's do
doing.
them both. It gives me a little bit of coverage and safety. Maybe one more bottle if I could.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Maybe one more of the rosé.
Let's do, one more of the rosé. I got the wine. Time to go. Hey, thanks for your help.
Of
Really
course, nice
appreciate
to
it.
meet
Say
you,
bye.
Dave. Bye-bye.
Let's get this back to Pam, pair it up. Time to eat.
Our pineapple is cooking away. I'm gonna add in right now a cup of sweetened coconut, and then this is also going to get all toasty and golden brown as it cooks with the pineapple and all those natural juices come out. When we come back, we're gonna finish up this amazing fried rice, check on our fish, and plate this dish. All right, we're back. Check out this pineapple and coconut is beautifully golden brown, toasted and caramelized. I'm gonna push all the pineapple and coconut mixture, and I'm gonna crack 3 eggs right into the hot pan. I'm gonna add a little salt and pepper at this point, and that can get mixed right in with our pineapple. Okay, so this is 2 cups of jasmine rice that we've pre-cooked. You can use jasmine, you could use a regular white rice, you could use a brown rice. I like the jasmine when you're doing Asian flavors. Now I'm gonna add in a couple tablespoons of soy sauce and those peas for a pop of color. We've chopped up some cilantro. I'm gonna add about a half a cup here. About half of it into the rice, and then we're gonna save the other half for our garnish. I'm gonna let that stay over medium-high heat. Rice will get a little bit crispy, and we're gonna check on our fish. Lay this down for our sheet pan. Oh my God, it looks amazing, and it smells even better. Okay, we're gonna test for doneness. Super simple test. The old fork. When it goes in and out easily. So this looks fantastic. All right, we're gonna plate this dish. It looks amazing, it smells amazing. All right, we're gonna finish our sauce off with a little bit of lime juice, just to give it a little bit of zing. You wanna use half to a whole lime. We're gonna stir that up. It's so beautiful. I can't even tell you how good this smells. And it's pretty on top of it. A gorgeous piece of fish and some of that beautiful velvety sauce. Put a little over the top and then a little extra drizzled around the edge. A little more of our cilantro, and we're gonna add some crunchy honey roasted peanuts to finish. This adds a delightful crunch, a little salty essence, and a little bit of sweet. This looks amazing. It's gonna be delish. All right, Dave should be back any minute. I'm gonna plate up another dish. He is gonna love this. I wonder what he got for wine.
Here we go. Look at that. Perfect timing,
Hey.
huh? Look what I have.
Oh, that looks good. Whispering Angel.
Whispering Angel, how'd they do? They picked a good one?
Fantastic. Perfect.
Awesome.
Perfect pairing.
Smells amazing. I walked through the door. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to try this.
Perfect timing. I'm
Tell me a
plating
little
up
bit
the
about
second
what we
dish.
did. What'd we do?
We did a coconut-crusted kingfish with a
Okay.
pineapple fried rice, and then we topped it with a coconut rum cream
Oh my God.
sauce. Wicked decadent.
Sounds really good.
So good. Smells good, right?
Smells awesome. As soon as you walk in the door, whoosh,
Yeah.
Miami. Bringing you
Little
guys
sauce
a
over the
world
top.
of cooking and fishing.
A little around the edge. You could drink this sauce.
I think I
It's
may.
so good.
With the wine.
All right, a little cilantro for garnish and a little.
That's a hearty
Chopped
meal, too. It's not like
nuts.
a foo-foo kind of dish.
Oh,
like
it
fish dish.
is
It's pretty
not.
hearty.
So you want to try it?
Absolutely. Nice job in the back, everyone.
That's
Nice
a
job
wrap.
back there.